Old man Woody likes the crooked cock.
Disagree. I just don't think socialism is a good idea. I think that it tends to demotivate, and it's not going to help the country.
I'll tell you what. If you gave me a living wage, anybody who's got a little bit of savings, especially like let me ask you this, Woody, like hypothetical Woody, who maybe doesn't have any kids. Maybe it's just you and Jackie. You've got your current level of savings, et cetera, and the government says, Woody, we're gonna, based on your family and everything, $75,000 a year the rest of your life, done. Would you continue? Would you continue being productive in this world? It's just you and Jackie.
I got enough for an RV. We're going touring.
like I feel like I would get real lazy if you gave me a living wage, and then I could maybe supplement that with some other bullshit job, that I just do for fun sometimes. If you give me tens of thousands of dollars of just free money, and you're not we're not talking about welfare or something. We're talking about a living wage that just everybody gets. I just feel like that'd be supremely unmotivating for myself. And while I don't think I'm the biggest go-getter out there in the world, I think there's plenty of people who are even lazier than me. And if you give them a living wage, they're going to be like, fuck this shit. They're going to be done too.
You'll see a huge resurgence.
It's human nature.
People are going to start doing jobs that nobody really needs. Just I'm an archery instructor. I get $60K a year from the government, and I make $90 a month from my archery instruction. Or
that's personal all the arrows I want for free
lessons.
I got it made.
All the arrows. Thank God for Sanders.
And I feel like the long-term problem with that is you've got not just a less productive economy. I just don't feel like it's sustainable when you do that. I feel like, okay, so we're working at whatever our GDP is now. I feel like the GDP would go down. I feel like people would, and all of a sudden there wouldn't be as much money. Now the living wage starts going down until we're just in a depression, right?
And I've beaten this to death, so I'll just say it once. I think if we raise the minimum wage to $15 an hour, that's really going to advance automating jobs, so they won't exist anymore. And
might be a good thing, though.
It also wouldn't help the people at that level.
It
would very shortly. Then companies would respond to the influx and the amount of consumer spending power there was out there, and everything, the price would ratchet up a little bit.
Went to Home Depot, check myself out.
I would get myself some illegals to work for me. They work for $8 an hour cash, and that would be that. I just get they don't penalize you for having. Maybe if you're a big corporation and you got 10,000 illegals on a union job site or something, but nobody's fucking with the small businessman when he's got 4 or 5 illegals working for him. That would forever be my thing. I would all there's a fine for having the illegals. I'll pay that. It's better than insuring them and paying and paying all this other bullshit. This $15 minimum wage to Javier over there, who's just a fry cook.
And it would destroy small business. You think a small business where there's 5 clerks at the front doing whatever the fuck the small business does, do you think they can afford to insure, give them all full benefits, pay for all their birth control, give them $15 an hour? You're not helping the small business people.
Although maybe all that stuff's affordable under a Bernie Sanders who would cut all the other bullshit. Maybe if Bernie Sanders goes in there and says, we don't need 350 naval ships because we don't have to fight the entire world simultaneously. We have allies. I know that a lot of people want us to maintain this World War II era readiness, being able to fight in both oceans simultaneously against a Japan and a Germany and an Italy if you count them. They always want to be China and Russia ready. Right? We're going to have to barehanded fist fight China and Russia at the same time. And if we're not good enough to do that, then we're just not good enough. And that's outrageous. Maybe if you cut that military spending down a little bit, we could afford some other stuff.
Not all that. You couldn't afford to subsidize every small business owner forever if you cut down the military.
You'd be surprised.
What I have is an idea that might be cool.
But I also don't know if what I'm saying is true.
You know how when you're self-employed, as a contractor, like a YouTuber, you have to pay both sides of your Social Security. It's 15%. I feel like that world is opening up. Something about the internet has created a ton of micro entrepreneurs, right? Every Uber driver, every YouTuber, every Etsy store owner. There's the micro business, right? I think small business, I think something that's established that hires 5 people or whatever. Paintball Kitty has a successful Etsy business, right? And she does it all on her own, right? She designs the logo, she packs it up, she markets it, she's figured out SEO. The whole thing is her brainchild and her sweat equity. That little micro business is growing. Why not tax both sides of her Social Security? You know, like it would be neat if those little micro businesses got a boost, and then that would just get pumped right back into the economy. And it's the kind of thing that I think would help. And I think it should be encouraged.
Yeah.
The little strike out on your own, do a side job, make a thing, you know, see where that goes. Micro businesses become businesses.
Do you think things like that might drop off if everybody was kept in that middle bar like Sanders wants, where it's like, oh, well, you're going to get this much anyway. Why take a risk on, you know, quitting this for sure thing and then starting up something that at best is going to do the same, you know?
Yeah, I think it is a disincentive. So, do we need a new topic?
Yeah.
So,
I ended on that note. I love the
That was the
wordplay.
best
Very
shit
nice.
I've ever heard.